what a day. It was forecast for 2 or 3 days of really nice weather, so I couldn't resist really. So I've travelled over and met a couple of friends who are somewhere over there, but I've chosen to fish this spot here. It's fairly comfortable. There's this nice bit platform here, so if I do happen to get any decent fish, I can bring them up on this. I've got 2 rods out at the minute. One of them is a new rod for me. It's the Achios Fury FX 420, and I've teamed that up with my Penn Battle 3, and on that rod I've got a pulley rig with a dongle set up on it, which has squid and mackerel tied to it, which is suspended from a 6/0 circle hook, and that's for hopefully a ray or a spur dog, something like that. And the other rod is the SKS Black, the Sonic Black, and that's a bit closer in, and I've just got a 1 up 1 down paternoster rig with a size 2 hook on each of the snoods, and that's been fished closer in with much smaller baits. That's teamed up with my Shimano, Shimano Power Aero 7000 GT. That's a nice reel. So those baits have been in the water for probably about 20 minutes now. I've had 1 bite, quite a good bite as well, on the Sonic Black, which was the smaller baits closer in. So I'm going to get that in and have a check of those baits, because there's definitely been something at them. I'll give the other bait about another 10 minutes because it's a nice big bait. It should last quite well out there. But yeah, what a day. Perfect for fishing and perfect for sitting around in the sun. It's about 3 or 4 degrees, but that sun's really warming us up, and the wind's blown left to right across the front and around past me, so this is all protecting us here. It's a really nice spot. That's been in the water long enough. I'm going to get this in and change the bait to a fresher bait. Right, I've got that baited back up, and I've put a new weight on as well because I lost the weight. So on there I've got razor on the bottom, and on the top I've got half a mackerel head, just a little joey mackerel. So it's still quite a small compact bait, and I'm just going to cast from here. I might move down there shortly. That tides are seeding quite quickly. I'm just lobbing that really just there. It doesn't need to go far. Get it in amongst all of the rocks and stuff. Hopefully I'll not lose this weight. I've brought quite a few weights with us just in case, but I don't want to just keep losing them all the time. Right, see if we got anything on this one. I'm going to get this one in a second. That's been out well over half an hour, so it'll need changing to keep it fresh. It has been moving around a little bit, but I don't think there's anything on it. I think it's just the tide. Oh, it's quite rocky out there. This rod's nowhere near as stiff as the Sonic Black, which is why it's getting a bit of a bend in it there. Right, that's just down there, I can see it. I'll pop down and I'll get it. That's that bait there. So there's a dongle rig, it's got a squid mackerel tied onto that. I've got a little O-ring with a little rotten bottom clip so I can clip the bait down. And there's a 6/0 circle hook at the top. So that's suspended off there. So hopefully the fish will grab it and just get lip hooked. So I can put that onto here. So I'll just, I've got a rotten bottom on the weight. So I'll just hook that onto the rotten bottom clip. And then I can hook this onto there too. That's it. So we've got nice streamlined bait. It's a big bait, so it's best to streamline it. Right, I'll get that out. Right, what I'm going to do is, these rocks are drying out, so I'm going to cast this one from on here, because I want this as far out as I can get it. Ideally into where the tide's ripping. Yeah, right out there. And then I'll just bring the rod all the way back up again. It's what's 1:30. So where I've parked is about a mile back over that way. So I've got a bit of a walk to get back to the car. It was over some pretty rough ground, some fields and some rocks and stuff. So I'll probably leave here maybe before it gets dark. I was going to stay until it was dark, but I don't know, I don't fancy tackling that, because there was a lot of mud and ditches and all sorts. We'll see how it goes. All right, it's time, I think, for a cup of coffee. It's had a couple of little knocks on it. Something, I think, is having to go at the little rod. Right, what I'm going to do is I'm going to get these in, because I've got a feeling that they're just getting hammered by crabs. That last big bait I brought in had gone completely, it was just completely stripped, and it was a massive bait. But I can see that this rod tip is just, it's moving, it's doing something, there's definitely something. Probably crabs stealing all the bait. But the problem is the tide's gone out so far now that there's loads of rocks in front of us. So there's no way that I'll be able to get a fish up over them. What I'm going to do is I'm going to go down, winding from down there, I think. For the Sonic Black, the big rod, I'm just going to have to wind from here. But I'm going to have to get it over the top of all of these rocks down here. So I shall crack on with that. And then I think I'll move round the corner. So I'm going to go like down there and round and see if I can get onto a point so I can chuck it right into the current. I think that's where I need to be. Well, that got snagged on the way in, and I've lost a weight again off that. Let's see if I can get this up and over them rocks over there. It's going to be tricky, but I'll see what I can do. It feels heavier than it should, but it doesn't feel fishy. I think it's just crabs. Not sure where I'm going to get this up. Maybe it's across here. Yeah, there's nothing on that. Right, so I can get it up and over here. Yeah, I've got it. Let's have a look at that bait. See what's been happening. Oh. Yeah, so it looks like it's been getting picked at. So it probably is crabs. Right, what I'm going to do is I'm going to head over that way and round to the left. So I'll bring you back when I find somewhere else to fish from. I found a nice bit here where I can fish from. I'm just going to change my tactics a little bit as well. I want to cast further. So I'm going to use the Sonic Black because I'm so used to casting that, and it'll chuck out a slightly bigger weight as well. So I've also changed the bait setup. I'm still using a circle hook, but I've just kind of tied the bait on above that, just like that, and clipped down as well. And I'm just going to fish with a 1 rod, and I'm just going to chuck it as hard as I can and try and get it out into the current. See if I can change my look. I should be able to wind in. It'll drag around a bit, and then there's a bit of a gully here, so I should be able to get it in, no problem. And I should be okay casting from on here. It's a nice bit of a ledge. Just get myself some good footing. Right, we'll see if I can get something from here. I've just been looking around to see if I could see them too, but I can't see them anywhere. I've got a feeling they might have went back to the first mark that we arrived at. They drove over before I got here. They were about an hour ahead, and they were set up and fishing as I arrived. But I've got a feeling that's where they've gone because I can't see them on the rocks. Right, come on. If ever there was a time to wish for a fish, it would be now. So I moved from just over there. And I think them two are around on the other side of them skiers, them rocky outcrops over there. So what I'll do is when I finish on here, I'll clamber my way back up here, up to the trees, across that field, and over the top and down, and there's a big bay around the corner. I have to say that wind's getting right up now. It's blown straight across. Oh, it's freezing up here. That wind's just icy blasting on my face. Right, that bait's been out for about half an hour, and it hasn't had so much as a touch. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring it in, and I'm just going to head back over that way. I've tried phoning, but I can't get a hold of them, so there's no signal. So I'm just going to head over and see if they're still over there, and I might have a little drive back actually, and just have a look for some places to stop off. Just this won't be suitable in the dark, so I think I'll be better off heading off now. It's 2:30, but by the time I get packed up and I get off these rocks to the field, that's going to be half an hour because it's really rough here, and then about another 20 minutes back to where I think they are. So that's going to take us, it's going to take us to about 3:30, and it's going to be starting to kind of like turn to dusk around then, I would have thought. So yeah, I'll get this in and we'll just head round, but I'll definitely be coming back here again. It's a really nice spot, but I think in the summer, I think it would be great in the summer. It's a nice bit of coastline. So yeah, I'll get this in. There's nothing on it. So I'll bring you back at the next convenient point.